Good morning, you guys. So the problem with these kind of advice like The Secret, the Law of Attraction, and people being told they can create whatever they want, while well-intentioned, is not really the reality of life. And I'm going by what Eckhart Tolle has said that I really believe. And when you look at all the areas of life, your career, finances, your health, your sex life, your romantic relationship, your family relationships, your living situation. I think those are all the categories. Um, whether you have a car, how clean your air is, like all that stuff. Nobody has all of these areas at 100% that they're happy with. And as he said in one of his lectures, if you just got a promotion, you just got a good checkup, you just fell in love, come back next year. Because life is not here to make you happy. Life is here to challenge you. And nobody has everything that they want. And then we're taught that there's something wrong with us for not being able to create the life we want. But you're not supposed to, and you cannot. But that doesn't mean that you can't have goals and try and improve yourself, but there has to be some humility with it, because some of these things are really outside of our control. I was once this very, felt very smug when I was married, because I had a very stable marriage and really great kids. And I felt very smug and very superior to all these divorced parents, all these women who chose abusive men, and I was very smug for 24 years and 10 months until I decided no more, and I had to learn some humility. I had to learn a lot of humility, but it's easy for people to be smug when they have stuff. Like right now, I'm kind of smug about my fitness, but that can all be taken from me, in an instant. The other thing that Eckhart Tolle says is that when you're trying to, with the law of attraction and so on, you're creating from your ego, and it's what your ego wants, and that's not coming from presence. And so you might say, well, I'm going to come from presence to get what I want, but that's not how it works. So there has to be, I believe that we have to get out of our comfort zone and challenge ourselves, because there's joy in that, right? At the same time, I do believe that there has to be some humility. And, I talk to God, frankly, myself. And it's like, okay, God, what do you want me to do today? What would you like me to do? And in a lot of what I do, and, this could just be mood making, but whatever, I feel like, I'm using my life when certain things that I do, certain activities that I do, or ways that I spend my time, is in service of my own health and my own body, and also in service of other people, like channeling God through my body to help other people. Parenting is a great example of that, channeling that universal energy into being a good mom, or things like that, for example. And being patient with a friend who needs something, or you can make your own decisions on that. But I think there has to be some humility and listening to the universe and like, God, what do you want me to do? And sometimes that's just hard to find, but I think a combination of humility and trying is really the best, because life is not here to make us happy. Life is here to challenge us. And, there are all these spiritual New Age people who try to mood make and say life is bliss, and maybe for some people it is some of the time, but life is not always bliss. You're going to get an illness, or you're going to have a fight with a friend, or, you have a snowstorm, you can't leave the house, or you're poor, or you hate your job. You lose your job, you lose a relationship, you lose a child, you lose a parent, your house is foreclosed on. I mean, all kinds of things happen to people, and that doesn't mean you did anything wrong, or there's anything wrong with you, or that God hates you, anything like that. It's just that life is here to challenge us. And I think that some people have a lot more challenges than other people. I have not had that many challenges in my life, but I have friends, good people, who have had a lot of challenges, and some who've had even fewer challenges than I have. And I do not know why. I do not know why. Maybe these people are just decided to come into this life like, I'm going to take on a lot of stuff in this life. You know, I really don't know. Nobody has all these answers, but this video was just to remind people there's nothing wrong with you if your life is hard. And just to be aware that people who pretend on social media that they have it all, they don't. I follow a lot of true crime. You wouldn't believe all these people that kill their spouses. Rich people, religious people. Here, I'm going to throw out some names. Dulos. The Dulos couple, D-U-L-O-S, in New Canaan, one of the most expensive suburbs, one of the most expensive cities in the country. New Canaan, Connecticut, huge houses. This woman left with her 5 kids, this abusive man, and one day when he came over to see the kids, she had kept the house locked. She had a restraining order against him, but he came out to see the kids. Somehow, I don't know how, he got into the house and killed her. He had a mistress, okay? Dulos. The trial is going on right now. I think the woman who killed him, or the mistress, is Michelle Troconis, okay? Then there's Corey Richens from Utah. This mom of 3 boys, Mormon mom, who killed her husband for the money. They always do it for the money. Oh, I could go on and on. Who is another case of and then you have, you know, this perfectly seeming family. They had a YouTube channel, Ruby Frankie and Jody Hildebrand. Ruby Frankie, yeah, and she's in jail now for child abuse. I mean, she's being held right now awaiting trial for child abuse. She pretended her life was so perfect, but she was abusing her kids very badly. She and her therapist that all these Mormons were sent to are both awaiting trial for child abuse. Pretty bad child abuse. Who else? I could go on. And these people on their social media seem like it was so perfect. Oh, and I remember growing up, there was a show on called 19 Kids and Counting with the Duggars. And I was so amazed at this mom who handled all these kids so perfectly. They were so well behaved. Well, they were blanket trained, which meant that when they were babies, they were hit if they went off their blanket. They learned to be very obedient. From the age of 6, each child became a parent to another child, had to start changing diapers, became parentified. And now we know that the oldest child is a convicted pedophile. He's in jail right now, Josh Duggar. And then one of the other daughters, I think the 4th one, Jill Duggar, she and her husband, she's been married to for 10 years, just came out with a book called something about the cost, where she talked about how controlling and manipulative her parents were, and their life was not as it seemed. Do not fall for the people on social media that pretend their life is perfect, because the more it's wrong, the more they pretend it's perfect. And then these trad wives like Ballerina Farms, I think it's all bullshit, because she's got 8 kids, but in her videos, there's only ever 1. She's got nannies galore. She's got production staff making her videos, and her job is making videos, buying clothes, making videos. She's a spoiled mom. I'm sure she has a personal trainer. You know, she's not what she pretends. So do not fall for this. And her sex life probably sucks. I'm just saying, nobody has everything. And do not be lured in by comparing yourself to other people. You know, do not. Nobody has everything. And also, don't put me on a pedestal or idolize me. I'm just a woman, you know. Sometimes fans try to email me. Don't email me unless you're sending me a $50 payment so I will read your email. Don't leave comments on my video telling me I'm beautiful. It creeps me out. Do not put me on a pedestal. I purposely make my videos like this. I do not want to be put on a pedestal. I just want to put out content that is inspiring and that's useful to people and that lets me express myself. This channel is like a hobby for me. Although I am like making a little money on it now because of the ads, but which is kind of cool. But then the danger is to fall into the trap of, oh, these kind of videos get more views, so I'll make more of these videos. That's what the trap it could be. I don't want to fall into that trap. I want to stay authentic, talk about things that are coming up for me, and you know, that's what I need to stay true to. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope you guys have a great day.